Welcome to our channel History of Coins, where we explore the hidden gems of numismatics. In today's video, we're diving into the fascinating world of rare 1-cent coins, cause some of these coins are rare among collectors and are worth millions. So today, we are gonna uncover the rarest coins and their values. So make sure to watch the complete video and find out if you have one of these. Now let's continue our today's video. On Top 1 today, we're diving into the fascinating story of the 1961 United States 1-cent coin, an everyday penny that could turn out to be a collector's dream. Some rare versions of this coin have been sold for an incredible amount, and you won't believe how much the most valuable one has fetched. Stay with us until the end to find out. Let's rewind to 1961. The United States was entering an exciting new decade. John F. Kennedy had just taken office as president. The country was in the middle of the Cold War, and the space race was heating up. During this time, the U.S. Mint continued producing the Lincoln cent, which had already been in circulation for over 50 years. Millions of pennies were minted in Philadelphia and Denver, but hidden among them are rare variations that make some of these coins worth an extraordinary amount today. Now, let's talk about the design. On the front of the coin, we have the well-known portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor D. Brenner. This design had been in use since 1909 and remains one of the longest-running coin designs in history. On the reverse, we see the iconic wheat ears, which had been featured on the penny since its introduction. The 1961 penny was one of the last years to carry this design before it was replaced by the Lincoln Memorial in 1959, making it a special piece of history. What makes the 1961 penny so valuable? The key lies in rare minting errors and pristine condition. Some of these coins were struck with a double die error, which means certain letters or numbers on the coin appear slightly duplicated. This mistake happened when the die shifted during the minting process, creating a rare and collectible variation. These error coins are extremely sought after and can command high prices at auctions. Another important factor in determining a 1961 penny's value is its condition. A heavily circulated coin is usually worth only 1 cent, but an uncirculated coin with a high mint state, MS, grade can be worth thousands. Collectors are always on the lookout for well-preserved pennies, especially those with bright red luster, which increases their rarity and demand. If you have a 1961 penny that looks almost brand new, you could be sitting on a hidden treasure. Now, here's the moment you've been waiting for. How much can a rare 1961 1-cent coin be worth? Believe it or not, one of the rarest versions of this penny in top condition has been sold for an astonishing $76,000. That's right. This tiny copper coin could be worth more than a luxury car. So, before you ignore those old pennies sitting in your change jar, take a closer look. You never know. You might be holding a piece of numismatic history worth a fortune. On top 2, we're talking about the 1963 United States 1-cent coin. An ordinary-looking penny that, under the right conditions, could be worth an unbelievable amount. Some collectors have paid a staggering price for rare versions of this coin, and you'll want to stick around until the end to find out just how much it can be worth. Let's go back to 1963. The United States was in a time of great change. John F. Kennedy was president, the civil rights movement was gaining momentum, and the space race was pushing new frontiers. During this era, the U.S. Mint continued producing Lincoln cents, a coin that had been in circulation since 1909. At first glance, the 1963 penny may seem just like any other, but hidden details make certain ones incredibly valuable. Now, let's take a closer look at its design. On the obverse, or front side, we see the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor D. Brenner. This design has remained on the penny for over a century, making it one of the longest-running coin designs in history. On the reverse, we find the familiar wheat ears design, which had been used on pennies since their introduction in 1909. This design was later replaced in 1959 by the Lincoln Memorial, but the 1963 penny still carries the classic wheat design, making it one of the final years before the transition. What makes the 1963 1-cent coin so special? The answer lies in rare minting errors and high-quality conditions. Some pennies from this year were struck with a double die error, meaning certain letters or numbers appear slightly duplicated. This error happened when the die used to strike the coin shifted slightly, creating a unique and highly collectible variation. These coins are extremely rare and can fetch incredible prices at auctions. Another factor that increases a 1963 penny's value is its condition. A coin that has been heavily circulated is usually worth only its face value, but one in pristine, uncirculated condition can be worth a significant amount. Professional grading services assign mint state (MS) grades to coins, and those with the highest grades can bring in huge sums from collectors. If you have a 1963 penny that looks untouched and shines like new, it could be a hidden treasure. Now, the moment you've been waiting for. How much can a rare 1963 1-cent coin be worth? Believe it or not, the most valuable version of this coin in top condition has been sold for an astounding $70,000. That's right. This tiny copper coin could be worth more than some luxury cars. So, before you overlook those old pennies lying around, take a closer look. You might just be holding a fortune in your hands. On top 3, we're diving into the story of the 1966 United States 1-cent coin. A coin that might just be hiding in your collection, waiting to be discovered. Some rare versions of this penny have sold for incredible amounts, and you won't believe how much the most valuable one went for. Stay with us until the end, where we'll reveal its jaw-dropping price. Let's take a step back in time to 1966. The United States was in the middle of a cultural revolution. Rock and roll was taking over, NASA was preparing for its Apollo missions, and the country was changing in more ways than one. During this period, the U.S. Mint was dealing with a major coin shortage, leading to some unusual decisions. Just like the 1965 and 1967 coins, no mint marks were used in 1966. This means that whether your penny was struck in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco, it looks identical, at least at first glance. Now, let's talk about the design. On the front, we have the familiar and timeless portrait of Abraham Lincoln, which had been featured on the penny since 1909. This design, created by Victor D. Brenner, is still in use today, making it one of the longest-running coin designs in history. Flip the coin over, and you'll see the Lincoln Memorial, a design that replaced the original wheat ears in 1959. While this penny might look like millions of others, certain rare features make it highly valuable. What makes the 1966 penny so special? The key lies in rare errors and high-quality specimens. Some coins from this year were struck with a double die error, which means parts of the lettering or design appear slightly duplicated. These errors occur when the coin die shifts during the striking process, creating a unique and highly collectible variation. Another factor that affects value is the coin's condition. A penny that has been heavily circulated is typically worth just face value. But if you find one in uncirculated condition, especially with a mint state (MS) grade, it could be worth thousands. Professional grading services can help determine whether your penny is among the rare and valuable ones. And now, the moment you've been waiting for. How much can a rare 1966 1-cent coin be worth? A highly sought-after version of this penny in pristine condition has been known to sell for an astonishing $67,000. That's right. This tiny piece of copper could be worth more than a brand-new sports car. So, if you've got a jar of old pennies at home, take a closer look. You never know. You might be sitting on a small fortune. On top 4, we're talking about a special coin that could turn an ordinary pocket change find into a jackpot. The United States 1-cent coin from 1967. This little coin might seem common, but some rare variations have made it an absolute treasure for collectors. Stick around until the end, because we'll reveal just how much this penny could be worth today. The year 1967 was a time of great change in America. The country was in the middle of the Vietnam War, the civil rights movement was shaping history, and the space race was pushing the limits of human exploration. During this era, the U.S. Mint was facing a serious coin shortage, leading to a unique situation. No mint marks were used on any coins produced in 1967. That means whether your penny was made in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco, it won't have a mint mark. This decision was made to discourage coin hoarding, but ironically, it only added to the interest in certain rare 1967 pennies today. Let's take a closer look at the design. On the front, we have the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln, which had been in use since 1909. This classic design, created by Victor D. Brenner, remains one of the most recognized coin images in U.S. history. Flip the coin over, and you'll see the Lincoln Memorial, a design that replaced the wheat ears in 1959. While this may look like an ordinary penny, there are hidden details that could make it extremely valuable. So, what makes the 1967 1-cent coin special? It all comes down to rare errors and high-grade specimens. Some of these coins were struck with a double die error, meaning certain elements of the design, like the letters in Liberty or In God We Trust, appear slightly duplicated. These errors are highly sought after because they were unintentional mistakes, making them unique and rare. Another key factor in the coin's value is its condition. A 1967 penny that has been heavily circulated is worth only face value, but one in pristine, uncirculated condition can be worth serious money. The best way to determine if your coin is valuable is to get it graded by a professional service. Coins with a high mint state, MS, grade can fetch thousands, especially if they also have a rare error. Now, the moment you've been waiting for. Just how much could this tiny coin be worth? A rare 1967 1-cent coin in top condition, especially with an error, has been known to sell for an astonishing $65,000. That's right. This small piece of copper could be worth more than some luxury cars. So, if you have old pennies lying around, take a closer look. You never know if you might be holding on to a hidden fortune. On Top 5, we're diving into the fascinating world of rare coins to uncover the hidden value of a common yet extraordinary piece, the United States 1-cent coin from 1970. You might think a penny is just a penny, but this little copper coin could be worth a small fortune. Make sure to watch until the end, because we'll reveal just how much this rare penny could be worth today. Let's start by taking a trip back to 1970. The United States was going through major changes. Vietnam War protests were at their peak. The space race was in full swing, and America was transforming politically and socially. Amidst all this, the U.S. Mint continued producing the iconic Lincoln cent, a coin that had already been in circulation for over 60 years. The 1970 penny might seem ordinary, but certain variations make it an absolute jackpot for collectors. Now, let's talk about its design. On the obverse, we have the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor D. Brenner. This design had been used since 1909, making it one of the longest-running coin designs in U.S. history. The reverse features the classic image of the Lincoln Memorial, added in 1959 to commemorate the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. The details on this coin might seem simple, but it's the hidden variations that make it so valuable. So, what makes the 1971 cent coin special? The answer lies in rare minting errors and special variations. Some coins from this year were struck with a double die, meaning certain elements of the design appear slightly duplicated. This error is particularly noticeable in the words Liberty and In God We Trust. Collectors are willing to pay big money for these error coins because they are incredibly rare and hard to find in perfect condition. Another key factor in this coin's value is its condition. A heavily circulated penny is just worth its face value, but an uncirculated or high-grade coin can fetch thousands. Coins graded as MS, mint state, by professional grading services hold significantly higher value. If you're lucky enough to have a pristine 1970 penny with a rare error, you might be holding on to something truly special now. Here's the moment you've been waiting for. How much could this tiny coin be worth? Believe it or not, a rare 1971 cent coin with the right error in top condition has sold for an incredible $61,000. That's right. This humble penny could be worth more than a brand new car. So, if you have some old pennies lying around, take a closer look. You never know if you might be holding a hidden treasure. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about valuable coins, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Thanks for watching, and happy coin hunting!